the dream cycle. The dream is cyclical. The dream is cyclic. It's cyclical. What does that mean? Now that's a static repetition. It's cyclical. We're not looking for that alone, though that would be interesting. It's also cyclical if we go. Well, that's cyclical, but also shows a direction, development. Now, most people regard dreams as cyclical in the sense that all the parts can be fit together, and the motion itself tends to return to the basic issue, and in that sense it returns to the beginning, and that's cyclical. Now, we're not going to talk about which way to take dreams. We're going to play with dreams themselves. And playing is the best way to do it. Now, we had a couple of volunteers, 2 volunteers, who gave us a series of dreams, and hopefully get through both of them, but we may not. We'll try. What are we going to do then? Just as we did last time, always the same way. We take a dream, we consider its parts. Each part may fit into an act, and therefore we call these scenes. And a dream can have several acts. Then this might be regarded as a 3-act play. And the 3rd act having only one scene. Further, we said that in every particular scene, these are scenes, we look for 3 things. We look for an event being described. We look to see if there's some logos or reason or idea, some cognitive element, or basically some idea present. And since it's undoubtedly the case, there are people in the dream, most often, there is therefore a state of mind in evidence. Sometimes some people call it state of mind a feeling state. So for every one of these we can expect again, we said as we explore dreams, once you lay it out in this way, you must then look for the puzzle. Every dream has a puzzle. That's why it comes into existence. And it's that we focus on. And let us say at this point, let us say that this part of the dream represents something mysterious and puzzling. Then we focus on that and view all the rest of the dream in terms of that puzzle to see whether it allows any resolution of it or any clarification of it, and ideally, a greater expansion of it, ideally. Then, through the state of mind, we often then say this is very significant on 2 levels, both in terms of the dream itself and what's being enacted, and also its correlate, or the way in which it relates to our waking world. Therefore, we look at dreams as operating on 2 levels. It's a statement about the nature of the soul or the mind of man, and the particular difficulties encountered in the mind of man or the person. There's a very tight relationship to the kinds of difficulties they encounter in their everyday world, and therefore by seeing the puzzle on 2 levels within the mind of man and in the waking world, we see that one relates to the other or correlates, and therefore by looking at the puzzle, we're really looking at the puzzle that the person has and is working through. once we do this, then we can ask higher questions which you're familiar with. And the higher question is, once this is laid out, we can then return and ask the question, if we understand it in this way, to what end or purpose can we assign to this great creative event? And would you not agree this allows us with these two to go back and look to each particular scene for the images or the things in the dream, and see then how and why they are chosen to represent whatever it is that is being expressed. And we tie that in, and that brings us to a new level, and often brings us into a new insight into the nature of the puzzle. This, in general, is the way we proceed. So, got it, volunteers, 2 volunteers. You have your dreams. Thank you for offering them. Now, I just quickly sketched a couple of them, but if you read them out loud, then we can all see it, and we'll see whether or not we can look at each dream this way and then see how they may fit together. That's where we're going. However, it's your dream. If you'd like to share it, wonderful. All right, good. Thank you. And because I have the superior ability of art, competing with Leonardi and such people, you can see here, I've already sketched a couple of them. These are just the highlights. So if you read aloud, then I can correct what I have here and add to it. First, give us the date, please, of the dream.
Which one are you doing? I don't know which one you did.
First one.
August 17th?
The
Yes, August 17th.
August 17th. And we're going to look for the issue. All right, now that we know that, just read it out loud, please.
I'm working with Pierre.
Ah, that's me. Here I am. Wait a minute. Okay.
It's been suggested that I not use names.
Well, it's up to you. I would say any third party other than you and I would use their first initial and make up a name.
Okay. I'm working with Pierre, and he's showing me some exercise where I twirl circles.
Okay. Right?
And we're looking at circles, seeing their light, and seeing if I can see the whole circle from any point.
All right. See if I can see the circle from any point.
If
Go
I
ahead.
can sit and take in the whole circle as if it were in peripheral vision.
Can I see it from any point? All right. Can I see it from any point? As if from peripheral vision. Go ahead.
And we've gone for this talk, and B comes in.
Pardon me? Do it again.
We've gone for this talk.
Okay. That's a different act. Therefore, we're going to consider these one act. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or A, B, C, D, E. All right, go ahead.
And B comes in.
Could you just read that again? Huh? We're going for a...
We've gone for this talk.
Have gone. Have gone for this talk.
And B comes in a couple times.
And Sam comes in.
Or B comes in.
Well,
a
is
couple
it
times.
just-
Oh, Sam came in, huh? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay, Sam comes in a couple of times, leans in and says,